Die Hard with a Vengeance is directed by John McTiernan and stars Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, and Jeremy Irons. The movie was released May 19th, 1995 on a budget of $90 million and grossed a total of $366 million and was the #1 movie in 1995. Now, John McTiernan returns to direct from the first movie, and it's based on the screenplay Simon Says by Hensley and on the characters created by Roderick Thorpe for the 1979 novel Nothing Lasts Forever. Die Hard with a Vengeance is the third film in the franchise and has a direct connection to the first film. The film stars Bruce Willis as NYPD Lieutenant John McClane and Samuel L. Jackson as McClane's reluctant sidekick or partner, Zeus Carver, who team up to stop a East German terrorist group led by Simon, played by Jeremy Irons, and who has planted bombs around New York City and a plot to steal the gold bullion from the Federal Reserve in New York. Now, from the start, this is an interesting way this movie starts off. It's just shots of New York City, people going on about their day, and then an explosion happens. Then what happens? The NYPD is flooded with calls to the precinct, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. And what better way to, show John McClane than, by drinking and having a hangover, asking for some aspirin, and he has to do this kind of task where he wears a sandwich board in Harlem. And, well, if you've seen the movie, then the scene is really reminiscent of what it says on the sandwich board. And Samuel L. Jackson sees this, his Zeus Carver, and he goes to help him. But then all of a sudden, he gets thrown into this whole aspect of being John McClane's partner. And then we find out that Simon demands that the pair challenge, kind of set through for challenges, or he will set more bombs off. And it's kind of a cat and mouse game in this entire film. And then we see that what Simon says, the whole thing when you're a child, Simon says red light, green light, Simon says do this, do that, Simon says. It's so good. We really don't see Jeremy Irons in full character up until, I want to say, 45 minutes to 50 minutes into the movie. He is only on through a voiceover, through the telephone, and that's it. He knows what everything's going on, what everything's happening, and then he is basically taking John McClane and Zeus on a goose chase around every single part of New York City you could imagine, from Grand Central to even, it's every single aspect of the settings is there. The car chases are great. The action is one-up. This is a gritty movie, and this is a gritty summer movie. It did come out in the summer of 1995, but it's just in your face and fun. The action is great. Jeremy Irons as Simon is absolutely phenomenal. And we find out through the course of the film that basically Simon was kind of, sending John McClane and Zeus to go fetch these bombs, but there weren't really any bombs because he wanted to focus on Wall Street, where Wall Street is the Federal Reserve for the gold bullion. He wanted to steal gold from the Federal Reserve. And there's a great train sequence that happens, and it blows up and causes a absolute crater in the whole thing. This movie was done in 1995, well before any aspect of terrorists, where terrorists were big villains in films during the 80s and the 90s. And then September 11th tragedy happened, so that changed the course of how films were done. And then we find out that Simon is actually Hans Gruber's brother. And Simon is doing this in order to get revenge or vengeance on the death of his brother. And Bruce Willis, John McClane, kind of says to Zeus, yeah, I threw his little brother off the Nakatomi Plaza in L.A., and he's like, oh shit, what the hell? All this because of some family troubles? It's insane and fun. And the movie ends with a kind of lackluster way that Simon dies. It just doesn't feel like it should have been done this way. There is an alternate original ending that is very different, and an alternate ending to the one shown in the final film where Jeremy Irons and Bruce Willis set some time after the events in New York, and it can be found on the special edition DVD, where in this version it is presumed that the robbery succeeds. Jeremy Irons Simon gets away with his East German counterparts, and McClane was used as a scapegoat in a way for everything that went wrong. And then other than that, he is fired from the NYPD for more than 20 years on the force, and the FBI have taken his pension away, and kind of Simon has double-crossed most of his accomplices and takes all the gold, and then he kind of, goes to a certain area and kind of they play a game of Russian roulette with a rocket. Very interesting, but then it was changed because the director and writer thought that John McClane isn't that much ruthless of a character. Then it would be like, oh, he dumbed down to Simon's level. Other than that, it was a fun movie. The aspect of this film being connected to the first one story-wise was great. Like, how could you... And I mean, like, that reveal is like, wait, you're Hans Gruber's brother? Wow. The dynamic between every single character in this movie was fantastic. This is very rare where a third film in the franchise is on par with the very first one, I guess because of storyline wise. But the action is great. There are set pieces that are phenomenal. And I mean, come on. I mean, Jeremy Irons' Simon steals $140 billion of gold bullion. Like, you think you're going to get away? And we find out that this bomb that, Simon said was in a school is not. It's actually on a ship. And, it's just really, really fun. The dynamic between Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson was really fun. The comedic timing was great. The whole aspect of, hey, you don't call me this, you call me a racist, this and that. He's like, I ain't got fucking time for this shit. Like, let's get going. This is a fun movie from start to finish. It's 128 minutes long. It's a long movie by some standards for most people, but it's really, really fun. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. This is just a great film. And for John McClane being an NYPD kind of lieutenant, we finally get him in his own setting in New York City, where the first one was in LA, second one was in Chicago. This is in New York. So this is great. And it was good to see John McTiernan back from the first film to direct this, because I don't think anybody else could have done it. The movie did get mixed reviews when it did come out, but hey, it later gained a cult following and is widely considered to be the best sequel in the franchise, as well as the top tier action films of the 1990s. For me, Die Hard with a Vengeance gets 5 out of 5 stars. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Die Hard with a Vengeance. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What do you think about the aspect of John McTiernan returning to direct? Did you like seeing Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson paired up in this film? Did you like Jeremy Irons as Simon? And do you think that that storyline and plot was really good? Did you like the twist that was in it? And, what was the whole aspect? And did you like that, Simon was actually Hans Gruber's brother? Or do you think they could have went a different way? What was your favorite scene? What was your least favorite scene? And do you think that the alternate ending should have been kept into this movie than what we see now that takes place with the helicopter sequence? Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. And also let me know what rating you would give Die Hard with a Vengeance. And be sure you click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for new review videos on my channel. I will see you all in the next review video, and I will leave a link in the description box below to my first 2 reviews of the Die Hard franchise, Die Hard 1 and Die Hard 2, and also be sure you click this box right here for my review of Live Free or Die Hard or Die Hard 4.